Yeah, honey, I know. I know. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you coming on. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, honey. Yeah, I'm in the studio. I'm about to go. Damn, yeah, it was only 1 or 2 pictures, and it was just 'cause. 10, yeah. It was 10. You counted them. Huh. Well, I liked them all because she had a fat ass. I gotta go. Love you, bye. Taking no shorts. Coming right up.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Now I gotta talk, we all gotta be quiet. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
And now your host, Taking No Shorts podcast, Jay Grizzy.
I'll clap up for that. Brett, do you have any arms?
I got 2 arms.
Yeah, 2 arms.
Hey, 1.5 legs.
Yeah, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Taking No Shorts podcast. I am your host, Jay Grizzy Green, a.k.a. Mr. Leave No Meat on the Bone.
Exactly.
A.k.a. Hide Your Auntie.
Exactly.
A.k.a. The Great Grizzolini.
Exactly.
A.k.a. The Great Grizzle.
Exactly.
A.k.a. New York Knickerbocker fan and born in 1972.
Exactly.
And last but not least, candidate in 2024 of Black Gen Next President on all social media platforms.
Exactly.
Welcome. I appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe anywhere where you find your favorite podcast. Also, youtube.com/@ Taking No Shorts Pod. And for a nominal fee, I wink when I tell you that, you'll get to hear exclusive content on our Patreon. That's patreon.com. Just search Taking No Shorts Pod. Let's get into the particulars for the night. You see these gentlemen on here. We're going to get into the intros, and then we're going to get into the podcast, because I know y'all attention span. I don't know. Y'all be. So that's why I got to look like I do. They say I look like a goddamn RuPaul.
Exactly.
And I take that as a compliment.
Exactly.
Who the fuck? RuPaul, if they had to win a popularity contest between Jay Grizzy and RuPaul will win. My co-host tonight, again, he's here. He made it. He barely made it, but
Yeah.
he made it. He's had a bad day, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, Brett is usually a happy-go-lucky, but today he is not himself. But he did remember to put on some devil shit on his shirt. Yeah, I just see the devil.
You don't see the devil.
I see what looks like the devil. Ladies and gentlemen, my college roommate, the world television champion, and when he steps his foot into place, you don't need to know his name. It's on his hat, B.
What up?
Oh. I got 1 clap.
Hey.
2 claps. What's up, B?
Hey, nothing much, man.
I appreciate you. All day today.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can lift your spirits. I know the only thing that can lift your spirit is who?
Come out with some cheesecake?
Oh shit. Yeah, we'll get to that cheesecake shit with you. Ladies and gentlemen. To my right, thank you, Brent, again. To my right, ladies and gentlemen, he is a regular here at Taking No Shorts podcast. If you've seen my face on this internet in the last, say, 12, 13 years, 9 times out of 10, you've seen his face right along with me. We started out the Green Room back in 2011 together. I've had opportunities to be on his whole podcast network before podcasting networks were even thought of.
Exactly.
I remember the phone call. He said, "We finna do it."
Exactly.
And I said, I want it. I have to give him his flowers, though. Also, he is the host of Ain't No Half Stepping on his own podcast and network every Monday whenever he decides he wants to record and put down some great content with Steph B and Cousin John. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of mine, fellow Nick fan, fellow wrestling Mark, fellow tag team champion in these podcasting ways, a friend of mine and a friend of yours, Yogi Marcus J.
Yeah. My brother. What's up, Chris?
Not much, man. The bat signal went out again tonight.
Yeah, man. It went out, man.
It went out, and I said, thank you.
So good. What up, Big? What's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
Mark has been
rocking with me, B. B been rocking with us on our show.
Oh, for real?
The last few
yeah,
times.
you joked. I heard you joked on me. I had timestamps and everything, motherfucker. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw that shit. You lucky I like you.
That was me. I roasted you.
Yeah. You're right. But look, both of y'all be was like, I ain't gonna say that, but Grizzly.
It's my show.
Yeah, that's the old Grizzly. I probably did it last week. I'm softened by
You
statement.
was the king of this my show, boy.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark, for responding to the call, being a good friend, a good brother, and being a pioneer in this podcasting game, according to me. Oh,
how many years now?
We did a 12 year.
12, yeah. September of 2011. First Tuesday of September 2011 is when we first started.
What's up with the Guy Fawkes shit, man?
That's what it is.
It looked like the devil, though. The aliens, man.
Remember the 5th of November. Oh, wow.
The fuck is this? This ain't the 5th of November.
It's V for Vendetta.
All right, I know. I saw that movie. We're going to share that story.
I read the book.
Let's get into some of the topics we're going to talk about tonight. Because we live in the RVA area, I told one of the listeners, they hit me up on social media and was like, hey, I want to know what folks in Virginia or in our town, Richmond, is thinking about a casino. We are having a vote on a casino in 2023. I done been to casinos left. I could give two kumquats if a casino is in Richmond or not. And if I lived in the city, and they said it's going, if whatever they said was positive, the positive 9 times out of 10 is going to outweigh the negative. I'm curious to know your thoughts, so y'all make sure y'all hit me up on all social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, in the comments. B, we live in this area. What is going on? Why is there a big skedaddle about a fucking casino in 2023?
Yes, people are divided. Some people don't want it. Think it's going to adversely affect their families and kids, and people going to get it.
White folk
addicted. Yeah. And other people.
Black folk are saying, shit, they taking them dice.
It's a job. I might get some money.
Oh, yeah, it's a racial thing.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a racial thing.
No, I think it is. I mean, come on. I'm going to pass it to my brother over here because he said he had to take earlier. You've also lived in the city here, and we in the surrounding areas, Marcus J. Your thoughts on why? It's a 2-part question. Why is it a big deal? Why is this big skedaddle politically for a casino? And B, if you was to have a chance to vote in this election about it, how would you fall?
Well, I don't live in the city of Richmond, so I don't have a vote, but I do have an opinion. 2 years ago, when this first came up, I was at an event at Very Ashley, and I had an opportunity to have a conversation with Kathy Hughes about it.
Okay.
And I talked with other folks who were at this event, and this event was pro-casino, which I am. I am pro-casino.
Mm-hmm.
I respect everybody's opinion about it. What I'm not going to do is argue with you. It has become very venomous.
About a casino?
Well, it has become very venomous in this town. Yeah. The people who are pro-casino and the people who don't want the casino, it has gotten vitriolic with regards to the opinions. And here's what I will say. I'm pro-casino. Not going to argue with somebody who doesn't want it. If you want to talk about, addiction and all that kind of stuff, that's not my bag. my bag is this is so much bigger than just an actual casino where you throw money on a table and stuff. You got event space, you got
entertainment,
you got entertainment venues. You have entrepreneurial opportunities for people who already live in the city of Richmond, and they want to put it in an area of town where there already isn't anything.
All right.
So there's a lot of reasons why I would say that you could do it. Like I said, I'm not interested in debating somebody who says that they don't want it. You don't want it, cool. You don't want it. But I'm gonna tell you that I'm for it, and that's the end of that.
There you go. I'm for it too. We're gonna get back to being for a casino in the Commonwealth of Virginia, capital of the Confederacy. Why are we even having this conversation? But we got to first give a shout out because the audience is not. The audience, Taking No Shorts podcast wouldn't be anything without a listening audience. So I appreciate everybody that's interacting, giving us mentions and stuff on social media. And being that we got the Knicks, the audience can't see it, but Knicks and the Bucks, Knicks down 10. But, let's give a big shout out to a homeboy of yours representing Jersey City to the fullest, St. Anthony's. Your homeboy, Tashara Wilson, is giving out. You got a nickname for him. I ain't want to fuck up the nickname.
That's K-Dub.
K-Dub. There you go.
Exactly.
That's
K-Dub. My bad.
That's my oldest friend. I was 3 years old. He was 2.
He said, peace, beloved. Peace, beloved. My bad. Look, I didn't want to. I would have said.
That sound like him. That's how you talk.
I would have said, K1. That's how you know you're
I checked you quick, too. I checked you quick.
Yeah, I got it wrong, bro.
He's a Knicks fan.
Right, for real.
Watching the game right now.
When you speaking to somebody and you putting their AKAs out there, their nickname or whatever, how you look? I said, I ain't
you gave the man's government. You should have just been.
Hey, B gave it to me. It was like, yo, somebody hitting us up, man. We got to listen.
Okay, I can dig it.
That's
my man. It's halftime. He's watching I'm sure he's watching.
Yeah, I know he is. Shout out to all Knicks fans around the world, not just on the East Coast, not just in the country of the United States or Canada or Mexico, but to the world. The Knicks, 1972.
Yeah, all 17 of them.
1999. Goddamn, Pat Ewing trade. Goddamn. God.
The square is showing up early there. Big.
Yeah. All right. Shout out to the listener that hit me up. She know that's my Shan God peoples up top in New York. She Shan God for real. So appreciate you suggesting that. Look, if it's bringing jobs, I think it falls because we live in the times we live in. I think we're in the second reconstruction of this country. The first one was after the Civil War. This one was after Obama, a first black man, a man of black ancestry, or African ancestry, being president of the free world of the country. So this is the second reconstruction. And after the first reconstruction, there was backlash. And here it is, we get backlash because there's progress. And anytime you do that, you have to stay the course. And I think on the racial lines, you got to stay the course with this casino because it's going to bring, it outweighs, I get it. What they say it's going to bring, what? Addiction?
Yeah, people get.
Do you know that I won on a -3 last night? I put $50 on my couch right there on my beloved Pittsburgh Steelers to cover -3. I only drank a little and smoked a little, and it's all legal. But I just put a little something on it. I just from my couch right now.
But you can afford it.
But if you, all right, so the conservatives allegedly saying, free will, you get to do what you want. You're a free thinking son of a gun. You don't let the government and tell you don't let the government get into your personal life. And that's exactly what they do. If I want to fuck up my life, let me fuck it up.
That's their modus operandi.
The argument against gambling is that people will spend their last. And I'm saying, as a responsible adult, it don't infringe. It don't bother me one way or the other. If you want to piss off your life,
I would say like this, right? I said this to Kathy Hughes when I talked to her.
I'm a part partner of TV1 and the conglomerate of the group that is responsible for this project.
And I said this sitting at the bar that I like to drink at.
Right.
And I said this at yoga studios when I've had conversations. I've been very consistent about this next piece. Richmond, Virginia, there's no reason that we should continue to be a mid-major city in this country. When you look at the proximity that we are, if you start with Atlanta and then Charlotte and you work your way up, Richmond should be mentioned in the same reverence as Atlanta, Charlotte, DC, Philadelphia, Baltimore. Why is it that our town always seems to come just short of the mark?
Because, and I've lived here for the majority of my life. You have too, and you've given your story on the podcast. You can go back and listen to these things.
Let me finish this last piece. Imagine being somebody who is going from Atlanta to New York, and you're like, man, they got a casino in Richmond. That's right in the middle.
Let's hit a lick.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
let's hit a lick.
Or vice versa. Like,
and why pass up that? Why pass up
all the money that you pass up because you worrying about those things? Now, if that's your thing, then that's your thing. I can dig it. Like I said, I'm not arguing with nobody about
social.
I saw the original plan with the event space. Like, if you want to go and see somebody in concert for real, you got to go to DC. You got to go to Charlotte. You got to go to where
in my neighborhood.
You might even have to go to Norfolk, but there's no place really here.
5 years from now, there's going to be a major. What is it? It's called the Green City Project. They're going to build a whole arena to replace the Coliseum right across the street.
Yeah, Navy Hill. They shot that down too.
No, I'm saying that moved out to. It's literally going to be right across the street. So
city of Richmond.
I agree. I agree.
This is what I'm saying. The city of Richmond is afraid to make a leap.
They stomp. They
don't want to take a chance.
Yeah, you got. I mean, it ain't even a chance. I think the opportunity is there. I think because and then I speak from a very. And I'll wrap up this part of the pod. It is. I speak from a very unique position because I'm a historical guy and I've lived here for most of my life, and I followed the last vote a couple of years ago, right? And I was like, that should have passed easy. Easy. I mean, it's a no-brainer. But I remember when my first election was for Doug Wilder, and I thought back to like some of the stuff that was in the brew in the public eye. And it harkened me back to that. And that's what made me say, this is on socioeconomic and racial lines.
When you want to talk about the racial aspect, Kathy Hughes leading TV One, and this would have been a Black-owned casino. And you had a loud contingent of Black people who didn't want it. It's like there's a bigger picture.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why is it? Like, you can't be, now I know folks, I know our people that are against this casino. And I'm like, all right, look, this is where y'all lose me at. Because when y'all was out here tearing down Christopher Columbus statues and Robert E. Lee statues and shit, I was sitting there like, y'all feeding to get y'all asses whooped. I'm not opposed to what you're doing, but y'all fitting, and that's representing my candidacy soon to be announced of Black your next president on the internet for all Black folk. You need you need proper representation. I don't want to be a lawyer. I want to be that president or presidente. I want to represent you. And I'm sitting there telling you, y'all was wilding out here because I saw what you wanted to get done, but there's ways to get it done very quickly. All you got to do is know the rules. Anybody opposed to that? You got to know the rules that they gave you. First thing they said is vote. Then you say, okay, if I vote, my vote don't count because of the lobby, because of the money and everything. You got to finesse the finesser, is what I'm saying. That's my issue. There's a certain way to go about it, and I'm all for violence if it come to that. What I'm saying is, if somebody hit me, I'm of the ilk of you can't come besmirch me without me trying to, I'm gonna say something about it. I'm not my granddaddy. I'm not gonna non-violent myself out of a knot on my head. You know what I mean? but at the same time, there's a way you can go about it. We're going to move on from this part of the podcast because I know I bored y'all. And they said that patient. Anybody wondering where Dory is at tonight? Dote, a.k.a.
Adorable.
Dory came down ill tonight during the day. I heard from a friend of hers. She was like, you need to call her. You need to call Dory. I don't think she's going to make it. I was like, what? Why am I not hearing from her? What do you call? Good looking out. That's a good friend.
Yeah.
Shit must have been bad, and I don't want to put all your business out there. So I called her, and she was like, look, I'm going to try. But I don't know. I went to the Taco Bell. I did it. I said I won't go say it, but I did it. She fucked around with the fuck around, and she couldn't make it tonight. But who made it was my guy, Marcus J. And I appreciate everybody that's paying attention to us on social media platforms. This is the Live from Taking No Shorts podcast. Let's get into the juicy shit. That's what y'all want to know. Yeah, that's that clip. My wife said today it's called clickbait.
Clickbait.
Is that? And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do click. You don't do clickbait. Marcus J does not do clickbait.
I don't deal with petty.
Rizit is willing to do something strange for the change. Goddamn it! Clickbait.
But I did do that first thing.
Yeah, you did that. That's what I mean. Honestly,
but I did do that.
But that's where the market is going. So Joe Smith, Norfolk Maury High graduate, a couple of years ago. I think Joe Smith came out in '94, graduated. Not to date him, but he's also Gen X. Or he's not a millennial, isn't he?
No,
he's not a millennial. He's Gen X. Joe Smith's wife. They put on some type of real video on the internet, and in essence, she said, he was surprised that she has an OnlyFans. She was formerly, let's give you some context about it. She is, in this context, she is formerly an adult performer. Am I right? Yeah, right. I'm not making up any lies yet.
No.
Joe Smith and her had a
She did porn.
Yeah, thank you. And they got married. I don't know how long they were married, but they put out a video to the social media public and to the public, and she recorded him, and she said, I'm still out here in these streets.
Exactly.
I'm still out here getting this money.
Exactly.
And Joe Smith, shout out to the native Virginia, said, you got me fucked up.
Exactly.
Why are you doing this?
Exactly.
You got your phone out.
Exactly.
Why are you doing this?
Exactly.
Now, I got my thoughts on it, but I'm going to go ahead and give it to an atheist first. Your thought. Yeah, what does a God got to do with it? But like the Eternal say, what love got to do with it? B, your thoughts. You see this. If your woman came to you and said, or you came to her after you discovered she is out here doing something strange, shaking her thing for some change, and you confront her.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Brent,
Yeah.
your thoughts?
Oh, didn't she do porn?
So
he knew about that before they got married.
yeah, I say the same thing. He should not be upset.
Yeah. He tried to turn one into a housewife, so.
Yeah, you, Joe.
I wouldn't have married her myself.
You wouldn't what?
I would not have married her.
You don't know. Souls need to get married, man.
You telling me I don't know if I wouldn't have married her? No.
I'm not what I'm saying.
I definitely would 100% would not have married her. No.
Why?
Fun to
She's
play
worthy of being married.
It's fun to play with. But no, that's not the kind of woman I would want to marry.
Okay. Marcus J, host of Ain't No Stepping On of Legacy Internet Radio. You talked about this past Monday. You laughed. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Legacy Internet Radio. Kids on.
Okay.
You talked about this Monday on your podcast.
About this Monday on my show.
Your thoughts I got my thoughts, but your thoughts is what I'm gonna leave it.
Well, I mean, there's no way that you didn't know. And the video that we saw that sparked this we came to the conclusion is this was a skit. Like, you knew what it was while she's filming, and you chasing her in the house, fussing at her about the OnlyFans and all this kind of stuff. Like, y'all are getting money together.
Podcast producers.
And we the marks. You know what I'm saying? We the marks. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. I see what you're doing. This was harmless. I seen worse. I seen worse skits, being made to look like they real. Now, if, it's a whole thing with them and maybe it's not a skit, then you know what, Joe? I think you should have fallen back. She wrong for filming it. She wrong for live streaming it.
If they had a conversation and said, somebody can, so this
anytime I see intimate partners, anytime I see intimate partners who I'm a fan of, and I'll defend them to anybody, that I will argue, and I am for the shits.
If you know them,
but this, like, yo, you knew what it was, and you filming your husband while y'all are debating and arguing a personal situation. Any couple that's doing that, I'm just kind of side-eyeing.
Yeah, right.
Like, what's that about?
Cut the camera. I don't, So, I agree with you, Marcus.
I'm a private person.
Even if I wasn't private, we smart enough to know because we're on we work both sides.
You know what I want you to know, and if you tell me some shit that I didn't tell you, then I guess I got a mole. That's how I look at it.
That's some real talk.
You know what I'm saying?
For real. And here's where I'll bleed into where I've been with women, dating wise, that have always kept it a bean with me. And it gave me the ability as a man to say, I want to marry you, I don't want to marry you, or I want to date you, I don't want to date you. You're saying she's not marriage material, and I'm saying that no,
everybody's marriage material.
Yeah, I'm talking about marriage.
Somebody's
married to me.
Yeah, so why would you not marry her because she used to make other adults, by the way, feel good through sex?
I don't want that for my wife. There's millions of women who have not done that.
Yeah, but comparison somebody to a million of women is unfair.
Those are his personal, values.
This is weird. This is how we talk.
I know. I'm throwing myself in the Those are his personal values. He's like, he don't want nobody.
But he cannot have these personal values, and I know we have done some.
Yeah, but we have done.
Yeah, we have done it.
We'll do.
When we were in 1995.
What precludes you? What is so? Just because she was an adult star is subjective, but she did adult work, or she was a sex worker. He decided to marry her. You're saying he shouldn't have.
I'm saying I wouldn't have.
Why not?
Because that's not the kind of woman I want. What if we had kids? What if we had kids? Now, them kids go to school, all their kids' friends, and we picking on them, and they can get tormented because they look, here's your mom taking two guys at one time.
So you're saying certain women, this is a very leading question. So you're saying there are certain kinds of ladies that are marriage material?
For me, yes.
No, I agree with you. What do you think?
I think for his personal standard,
I asked about his personal.
Well, that's what it is.
Your thoughts.
I'm getting to that.
Let the man cook.
Yeah, man. His personal standards is what his personal standards are. My personal standards are what my personal standards are. If they're in line, cool, they're in line. But if they're different, they're just different. You know what I'm saying? I'm someone that is a little bit more forgiving about certain things. Now, would I want to know that that's her history? If I walked into a room and my pheromones told me that's her, that is her, and that's her past, then so be it. That's her, and I go off the feel of that. I'm an emotional type of dude anyway, so I wouldn't be the guy that says if that is something she's done instantly, I couldn't be with her. Like I would have to get to know her more.
Right. It's not
talk to her more
what they call
because I wouldn't want to be someone that's gonna block my blessing because I held
somebody. It's not like a no
deal.
Her.
She ain't kill nobody.
Right. That's worse. What do you think? Hold on. Let's talk. What's worse?
We get to have our own deal breaker. That's his deal breaker. Perhaps mine is different.
Why did he kill somebody?
See, there you go. You lost me there. That's a simple question.
Yeah, but it's not a simple question. If you came in and somebody killed your first son and they were going after your second one, what you gonna do?
Everybody's dead.
Yes. So you killed somebody.
So, as opposed to a whore?
Yeah, it's about murder, and that's what I'm saying. There's a reason to murder somebody.
Like, who's the person you're able to tolerate or deal with? You know, like what Marcus's point is, that I agree with Mark on this, is I don't, especially with women, is I don't go into a situation and it's like, if I can't be a hypocrite, right? So if I might have been sleeping with a lot of people, if I was promiscuous when I came to you, and you either got it in through the grapevine, or I told you that I was promiscuous, and you still chose to F with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you got to be fair. Is my point.
I think it's whack in that situation when you come into it.
If you're a whore, why
if you come into it knowing, and then we good, we harmonious, and then when some horror shit come up later on, now you mad and you act like you didn't know.
So what makes a woman whore not marriage material, and you're a whore?
I'm not a whore.
You used to be.
Yeah, when I was a teenager.
All right.
30 years ago.
You wouldn't marry.
I was not.
You was not marriage material 30 years ago.
No.
And you say you're marriage material now, and that you're not a whore.
No, I wasn't even a whore back then.
But if you were, would you want the woman that you're dating or going to the next level with knowing or caring?
I will tell her.
And what if she said, "Fuck you, I don't want to be with you no more"?
Okay.
No, that's not fair.
So it's not fair for her to choose?
It's not. I mean, don't judge me by that. Especially if I was young, you can't judge me by that. It don't count. Well, everything before like 22 don't count. Anyway, you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, I knew exactly what I was doing.
Did you know I didn't know what I was doing at 22? And that's another thing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to bleed in a little bit. Piece of cake, though. I will bleed in a little bit. If you want to hear sexual napalm, go to the Patreon for a small nominal fee. We're going to sit here and each individual in town, you know, I hope my wife don't hear it. Right? She going to hear it. But my mama told me, you need to don't mess with her, right? And if you're curious to know what my thoughts is on that, Grinch or even Marcus J, because that's I can tell how he's looking. Make sure after this podcast tonight on Facebook Live and YouTube, you go over to the Patreon on Monday. I put out the Patreons and you'll get to hear that content. Let's go over to the next subject that we got tonight, and that is former NBA All-Star Dwight Howard. Lord have mercy. I hit the wrong one. I still hit the wrong one.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
That's what he telling you.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond, he ain't at 40 yet. But for folks who don't know, Dwight Howard, NBA All-Star, center, power forward, decent ball player. Not Hall of Fame, but decent ball player. Was in an altercation a couple of weeks ago where somebody brought charges in court. This is not alleged, so these are all facts. Or either a suit or charges, sexual assault charges against him. Now, it so happened to be that the person who brought the sexual assault charges or accusations or suit against him was someone of the same sex. There was another dude, and when you get sued about something like that, you have to respond. Not that I would know, but you got to respond, right? You got to have a lawyer to respond. And he had a lawyer respond the best way he could pay for his legal representation. And the lawyer said, well, because you don't want to lie to a court, right?
No, that's perjury.
Yeah, you don't want to lie.
I'm in court, no, sir.
You don't want to lie to no legal official. you looking for a whole bunch of problems, and the orange guy can attest to that. But so he got the right proper representation, and the representation said, in response to this suit or alleged misdemeanor or felony, whatever he was charged against, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened, this did not happen, this did not happen, this does not happen, right? And all the blogs and shit got a hold of it. And because this guy said, Dwight Howard said, yeah, I was, this is where you lose me at, bro. He reached out to a dude on Instagram and said, let's meet up, let's go out. I'm paraphrasing all of this at this point now. And then the guy said, okay, let's meet up. The guy goes, meets up, and Dwight Howard said, I want you to meet another friend of mine. And the guy says, okay, you got another friend? He said, her name is Kitty.
I don't know why I gave Kitty that.
I fixed it. Yeah. Kitty come out. Kitty look manly, but look like a lady. But Kitty looks manly. And the other dude is like, I read the whole story, by the way.
Clearly.
Yeah, I read the whole story. Because I had to see. I had to see.
I have not.
Yeah. I had to see. I said, no, this shit ain't making no sense. It was like a Stephen King novel at some point. And because he's responding, he was like, we was that's what I said. Oh, what? Excuse me? Let's not forget the alleged assault. That's the second part. But because Dwight Howard is responding to all of this alleged activity as it's none of your business, but you responded to it saying I did all this other stuff. Brent, is this a whole pause on this guy? What's going on with him? What's going on with that guy?
He's bisexual. What's wrong with that?
None of my thought.
Why is it? Why do I know that?
Because the media wants to tell everybody's business.
I don't want to know your business.
That's not his fault.
No, I think it is.
I don't think
You
it's fault.
think it is, and you think it is.
You on Instagram, nigga. You
on Instagram? Is your friends on Instagram?
Right, but
Does
I
he
would
have to
never.
play by a different set of rules because he's famous?
I would never
Because if
move
that's
like
what
that.
Because you're not bisexual.
He moved.
Hey, look, there's plenty of people on Instagram that I know that you know move funny in social media.
True that.
Different levels of funny, different kinds of funny, but you looking at them like, I know you and you know me.
Right.
This is not you. But that's the social media appearance, and so be it.
Rest in peace to one of the greats, Kobe. Chappelle put this out. There's got to be a Kobe contract somewhere around that. Like, hey, what is you doing? Like, what is you doing? Forget the behavior. Forget the behavior, right?
Yeah.
Forget you picking up somebody. Like, he's saying he was assaulted.
Yeah. The girl that what about what's his name? King the Conqueror.
Oh, you talking about homeboy?
Yeah, they said she claimed he assaulted her.
But that's a he/she thing, right?
And what's the difference? It's two people making the claim.
No, I think in a response to the suit or response to the crime, Dwight Howard is saying all of this activity he's saying happened. It was just willingly. Yeah. He's saying no, it ain't happened willingly, bro. Once I got there and you spring out.
Yes, his one person's word against somebody else's word.
Yeah. All right.
Dwight says willingly.
Let's use common sense. Let's use common sense. Go ahead, Brent. I want to hear your common sense.
I'm just saying, people with money get that stuff all the time.
Jonathan Majors,
yeah.
Forget all the other salacious shit, right? I'm just using common sense. I would never. This is not Black Planet. This is not. I don't know what they doing now on these dating apps. I don't. But I can only imagine. Because I was out there putting my shit. I can only imagine what they doing now, right? Yeah. So you got to move accordingly. Like even if I'm non-famous, right? But I would still move accordingly, even if nobody knows who I am.
What do you mean accordingly? What did he do wrong?
You can't be trying to pick up people. How about just picking up people the regular way? Hi, how you doing? I like to take you out on a date. Like, how about that? Instead of,
It's 2023, man. People meet online.
I know. And I hate to sound like an old fogey, but
too late.
That is
too late.
Oh boy.
I mean, here's the thing, right? People gonna move how they want to move. We can set our standards for our own personal movement, but once we start applying our personal standards for how we think other folks will move, then it's where we got it fucked up. Now we can use our own personal values and throw shade at people if they're different from us. Now, and I'm saying that with very minimal knowledge of what's going on with Dwight Howard. I know that there's some hint of some bisexuality going on with him right now. That's as far as I've gotten in the story.
To me, that's not the issue. But dude said he.
Hold on, let me finish my point, brother. I don't know what's going on with them enough to be able to say that. I just know his name is coming up with hints of homosexuality and bisexuality. So for me, I'm like, if that's the story, because all of the jokes is coming from that. Yeah. The jokes and stuff ain't coming from something else. Everything. It's coming from that.
Yeah, so they need to get off of that.
So if that's what it is, it's like, I don't care. We all grew up with the gay dude in family. Yeah. We all grew up with Auntie who had her best friend.
Mustache.
Who had the best friend, but she never had a boyfriend. Like, we knew what it was. Like, we still tripping off of gay people?
Me personally, no. My issue and what I was trying to say, was the victim is saying that it was an assault. So I was focusing on what the victim is saying is like, he probably was like, Dwight Howard, I'm going to hang out with Dwight on that tip, right? And then he thought it was, but then it turned into something else. And in essence, whether it was a guy or a straight situation, you can't just bring something out like that. That's like me inviting a chick over, and then my homeboy is like surprise, man. You can't do that. Like,
jump out on her.
Yeah, you can't jump out on it. This ain't no threesome. That nigga was probably like, yo, who the fuck is you? And
now
he probably was like, it is what it is now. Shut up the camera face, but he like falls on that one. But he's like, yo, it is what it is now. You here?
There was a lot of probablys, and this might have happened.
We don't know. I asked before. I prefaced it by saying use your common sense, because Taking No Shorts is a common sense podcast. I come from a common sense background, and I will always use the matter between my ears to listen to all points of view. But I'm always gonna come back to common sense, and that's Big Bro Joe came here and said common sense not so common.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah, not everybody got it.
What's the guy with Amber Heard? Patrick. Yeah, look at his story.
Why? Because but he knew better. Here's my argument back to that is you guys knew better. You done been through these type of situations before, so why you keep going back to the same type of chick or the same type of situation? If you, Dwight Howard, you know who you is, so why you got to go there? Just you should.
This is what I sit at home alone.
No, this is what I had arguments with folks. Just be who he is.
He is being who he is. He's a bisexual guy that likes to sleep around.
They talking more about he was in the closet more than the fact that he is who he is. That's the reason you can't give people fodder.
You know what I think?
Yes, sir.
I think if we all think about our own shit
don't care.
If we think about the worst part of our memory or our desires, all those kinds of things, you know, the shit we think about that we don't want nobody to fucking know.
Mhm.
But that shit begins to leak out a little bit, and you famous. And the wrong person gets the wrong piece of information and it gets twisted the wrong way. I don't know none of this shit. I'm saying all of this with the understanding of the specific story that's going on with him. I don't fucking know that shit. But I'm speaking more generally with how harshly we judge people who have attained a certain level of fame, as if we are not, or we do not know people who are dealing with some of the same shit.
And there's not as
You know what I'm
famous.
saying? Like, you mentioned Will and Jada earlier. I won't make this about them. Just let me say this piece and then I'll get out of it, right? You got middle-aged people with situationships, entanglements, divorces, all of this shit going on, and you want to judge them so fucking harshly? Like, you ain't never known nobody that's been separated for 7 years but never got divorced and had a chick on the side or a dude on the side? Like, you don't know these people? Like, really?
I know these people.
Like, come on.
Yep.
Come on. So the same with Dwight Howard. I'm not a fan of Dwight Howard. He played basketball in the NBA. I always thought that he didn't work hard enough to be as great as he should have been. So the Dwight Howard comments that I have is more around his basketball court.
Right.
Like, I really wish that you would have been better. And why you're turning off the Knicks, I have no idea what's happening.
I got you.
You know, I got distracted because, you know, there was a contract that was signed. You know, but anyway.
Oh, shit. You're right. Hold on. Continue.
I'll finish.
Let's talk about the Dwight Howard stats, right? Like, the Dwight Howard stats, like, he was in the 2010 dunk contest. He put on a joke. It ain't. That's all right. Look, my thoughts, and I'm gonna wrap it up with this, is y'all sensationalize.
Jersey's in breach of contract right now.
Right. Y'all sensationalizing it because the man is either bisexual or a homosexual. And that's what y'all decide to focus on. We're taking those shorts, and what I think, you know, look, we don't care less.
Hell no, I don't care about
I could care less, man. Jay Grizzly is saying, you ain't got to be allegedly roughing people up. Like, don't do that. That's not nice. Like, don't do that. That's not nice for anybody, let alone Dwight Howard. Unless you're locked up. Ask R. Kelly how they going forward. My mind is telling me no.
Body telling them no too.
Hey, you don't do it like that. Period.
Are you saying he did it like that?
No, I'm saying that allegedly, look, another human being, and this is always what I like to say, like, another person is saying, and it could be a money grab, let's be fair, let's use common sense. Jay Grizzly taking those shorts, common sense. Like, the homeboy could be doing a money grab, or could be like Fugazi with it, right? You have your chance in court. Hopefully you got a good legal representation, because the way they came out and said what he said, he got you out lawyered, kid. I mean, he got you out lawyered. He just saying, look, his lawyer said that's up to everything. It's just saying he came on his own volition, which that's how I took it. It was like, you came to the telling knowing what it was.
They met online talking about this.
Yeah, you exchanging pictures and everything with the man.
Oh yeah,
knowing what it was.
Explicit pics.
Right. So how you gonna be mad? I'm just saying, once he got that, you said what? Hold on, I didn't sign up for all this. What? Who's kidding? What? Who's in the closet?
Yeah, I think all of them was in the closet.
I think true that, but I'm thinking that's in my head when I'm reading this shit. I'm saying to myself, yo, this is how it's going. This is probably how it went down. And the dude came out like, so you know, in wrestling when they have a big reveal and somebody comes and walk out, and it's like, oh my god, holy shit! That's our homeboy. Well, he was like, what the fuck? Goddamn, it's John's ready to try back from the dead. Crazy. He said, I did not expect that, sir. Now I have to get your money. We're going to take our first and last and only break here, Taking No Shorts podcast. The way it's going to work is this, ladies and gentlemen. If you like some of the content that you saw here on Facebook Live and youtube.com/Taking No Shorts, I humbly ask you to like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend where you can find us every Friday live. And if you want to see all the old episodes, it'll be on that as well. Also on Facebook Live, I appreciate some of the feedback. Shout out to K-Dub. Shout out to my homeboy Wood represent. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend as well. On the second half of the podcast tonight, I ask that you go over to the Patreon. That's patreon.com/Taking No Shorts. Taking No Shorts podcast. You're going to get to hear exclusive content that you won't get to see on the internet because it's banned, just like Fears for Death. What is it? Faces of Death. Yeah. What we about to say, talk about some files, some dirty shit. There's 3 men in here, so Lord knows what the fuck. Yeah, it's like, some shit my wife would say, you can't talk about that. Oh, my baby, they paying.
We're not talking about the seasonal affective disorder?
No, not tonight. No, fuck all that. Not tonight. Thank you. I appreciate your efforts. Because I have to make it within a certain time frame for editing purposes. The audience don't need to know that. I should have told you that. But move on over to that. In the meantime, you'll still see us moving around here because folks got to use the bathroom and eat, and Brent yawns on the air. Well,
exactly.
Jesus Christ, Brent. We're going to find out also why Brent's day is a 7 on Patreon, meaning he had a shitty day, and he will tell you about that on the Patreon as well. So thank you, listening audience, and Taking No Shorts podcast. For my co-host, Brent, he needs some cocaine, and my homeboy, host of Ain't No Half Stepping, Marcus J. I'm gonna go give him that one. It's the wrong one. Exactly. Hey, move on over to that Patreon, y'all. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. In essence, recap. So what? It's a casino. Let's give some folks a chance. Give them a leg up. Let's not be a B, C town. Let's be an A town, you know? Be real with your mate. Talk to people. You know, don't be upset. Don't be a double standard kind of guy, especially guy, because it's all guys here. If she got a history, you got a history. Just let it be known and keep it moving. Ain't nobody perfect. Don't judge. Don't be super judgy. And last but not least, stop focusing on Dwight Howard being coming out. You focus on the fact that somebody said he strong-armed them and surprised them, allegedly, with Miss Kitty.
And she didn't have one.
Move on over, y'all. Peace.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
Y'all gotta talk, we all gotta be quiet. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kid stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
And now your host, Taking No Shorts podcast, Jay Grizzy.